So in the last video, we discussed a technique called the pull system, which is a system that Kanban employs to reduce waste by allowing you to start new work only when there is a demand for it. Keeping this in mind, I welcome you all to a series of videos on setting up a Kanban board. Today, I will discuss 5 different elements we need before setting up a Kanban board. Let's get started. Prerequisite number 1, work item type. Work item type is nothing but the output of the team. This is what the team delivers. Examples of work item types could be production support issues, enhancement requests, or even product backlog items. So before we can set up a Kanban board, you need to understand all the work item types that your team needs to deliver. Prerequisite number 2, workflow. Now, what do I mean by workflow? Workflow is nothing but the order of the steps that a particular work item type takes. It is a series of actions that happen to those work item types. For example, is there any analytical step or a review step or a test step or documentation step that the work item takes? That will become your workflow. Kanban board is not merely to do in progress and done written on a piece of paper, which most people like to believe. It's more than that. It's crucial to understand how the work truly flows. But the question now arises, how do you go about finding that workflow? And the answer is pretty simple. You talk to the team. You go and ask your team. All you need to do is talk to the team and give those steps an easy to remember name like analysis, review, etc. Prerequisite number 3, work state policies. Work state policies are nothing but the definition of done for each step in the workflow. Now, this is also very important. Most people do not have the policies that they can check against before declaring that step as done for a particular work item type. For example, if you are in the review step or column on the Kanban board, what does it mean to be done with the review? How will you know if the review is complete? So again, discuss with the team and define some policies around each step. And also, don't forget to confirm the understanding of those policies by the team members. Prerequisite number 4, work in progress limits. Now, I have talked about work in progress limits in my previous videos. These are nothing but a limit or the maximum number of items you can have in a particular step at a given time. I will discuss work in progress limits in complete detail in a separate video. The 5th and the last prerequisite we need before we can set up a Kanban board is called the class of service. Class of service, or COS in short, determines the priority of a work item type. It determines how quickly a work item type will flow across the Kanban board. It is important to understand that all the work you have on the Kanban board is not important. Some work item types are more important than other work item types. Class of service allows you to establish a service level agreement for each work item type you deliver. For example, we might have an expedite class of service that gets first priority through the system. Examples of work item types that usually belong to the expedite class of service include production issues, firefighting issues, or system down issues. All right, so these were the 5 prerequisites that we need to have before we can set up a Kanban board. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and do not forget to provide your valuable feedback in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.